Or we just hopping straight into the topics?
The intent was just to
Yeah.
Hey, hey, crunch time, hey, crunch time, yeah, crunch time, sports show on CTV, every Monday night, the latest sports news and highlights, oh my God, boy, he got the six, oh my God, boy, that boy on top, sip the water.
Yo. It's working. We in.
Yeah.
We in, man. We back. We back. We are back. So let's share. Let's go and share this joint. Here we go. You sharing it to the group?
Yep, I shared it to the group already.
The other group.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And everything with podcasts that I'm part of.
Let me go pop in on YouTube. See what we looking like.
Yes, sir.
See what we looking like. It is Monday. Y'all work hard today, man?
I did not work at all.
I kind of figured that because you rode with Steve.
Yeah, you know when
I kind of figured
I
that.
ride with Steve. When I don't go to work, I ride with Steve. Yeah.
Moan don't work hard. Never mind. We ain't gonna talk about it.
That is also true.
We ain't
true
gonna talk
statement.
about it, man.
It's also a true statement. I'm going there tomorrow and just sit there and collect the check.
They tried to get me to work hard today.
Edit that out, man.
It's also true. Well, Coast Guard, I know they ain't got nothing going on.
Oh man.
They know.
We are back. Let me tag. Hold on. Let me tag. Gotta get Conrad in here.
Yo.
We gotta get in here.
Let me tag Fitch.
Yes, sir.
And Grant. Chris Grant's.
Fellas, we are. What's today?
Today is the 7th.
Today is the 7th. We are about 2.5, 3 weeks away from training camp. I think the first training camp starts on the 22nd.
Lord.
Football. I'm telling you, man, football need to extend. They need to add that game and start the season in August. Pretty much with college for the most part. That'll be dope. So here we go.
So before we get started, Moan,
Yo,
tell us why you mad today.
I'm mad at the big beautiful bill. boy, did y'all mess up with this one, man? Y'all set us up about to set the economy back 30 years with this one. I see you, Trumpy. And the 7-8 million fools who voted for him.
Trumpy is crazy, by the way.
Trump,
Yeah.
I call it
Yeah.
Trumpy and the Trump
is
ass.
wild.
And don't get on this podcast, man, attacking us for politics. Because we will block you, man.
Yeah, honestly, we don't.
Yeah, we don't. We really don't.
Be honest. I'm mad. Today I'm mad at the big beautiful bill.
Okay. It's 900 pages, man, so I'm going to have to get ChatGPT to sum it up for me. I ain't no way I'm reading no 900 pages. Yeah.
Y'all ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Turn on.
Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Crunch Time Sports Podcast. It's me, Stat Guy Steve. We got Mr. Knock It Off Drace over here.
Yes, sir.
And then on the end over there, we got Mr. Corporate Moan.
Just moan today. Just moan.
Your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast.
Favorite podcaster's podcaster. I'm in the building.
And today we have a very special guest with us, man. Minchville High School's very own point guard.
Yep.
Miss Nevaeh Reed. Hello.
Hey.
Welcome aboard.
Yep.
You got one of your biggest fans here as well, correct?
Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
Okay. How you feeling today?
Good.
That's good. Fellas, how y'all feeling today?
Great, man.
Great, man. Let's get it.
Great,
Beautiful,
man.
beautiful.
It's a good day.
Great day. All right, man. Go ahead and start with Ace Bailey, man.
Ooh. You starting off hot. Man.
So Ace Bailey decided that he didn't want to work out. He thought it was a good idea to make it public that he didn't want to work out with the Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Among some other teams. I think the Hornets was another one, correct?
I can't remember, but it probably was.
And Philadelphia.
And Philly, okay. Yeah. But then he got drafted by the Jazz.
Right.
I don't blame him for the Hornets, though.
Who does?
I do.
I understand.
I do.
I do, but I don't. I understand part of because they don't have a winning culture.
They don't. But yeah.
But at the same time, sir, you trying to get a bag right now. Focus
So
on that.
Also facts.
You know what I'm saying? So what's y'all take on that?
You want me to go?
Nevaeh.
Hey,
What you
gotta take
got?
on- what
You got to
got?
take on Ace Bailey.
On Ace Bailey, what he did.
What you think?
I mean, I see why, because they're not a winning team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also what he said, you trying to make money. So,
Right.
but not all money is good money.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
I kind of see that. What do you think, man? You want me to spin?
Yeah. You
Okay. Listen, Ace Bailey, young fella. What Ace Bailey, like 19?
Yeah.
I'm probably old enough to be dude dad. Look, listen, check this out. Playing in the NBA is a privilege, in my opinion. Okay. You go from now you in NIL, right? It's different now. So he was making the bag in college, right? But as soon as you sign that contract for your new team in the NBA, you automatically probably go in the top 7 to 8% of earners in the United States. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what his contract numbers were specifically. Steve, if you can look that up for me, if you don't mind. But I'm sure it's upwards of somewhere around $20-30 million at least, or something close to it. Nevertheless,
you said for Ace Bailey?
Yeah. What was
Contract is a 4-year deal with a 2-year team option. For the second half is worth approximately $41.2 million with
Okay.
an average annual salary of $10.3 million.
Okay, $10.3 million. Okay. So I'm sure he's in the top 5, 6, 7% in
100%.
right. So what I'm saying is, number one, you put a target on your back when you did that. When you decided not to work out for certain teams, you put a target on your back. At least in my opinion, I think even if you didn't want to work out with him, you could at least sat down and done an interview with him. I think that would have went over a little bit more well than just saying I'm scratching the team all together. But when you do stuff like that, you're a black man already. You have not proven yourself. You did all that at Rutgers. Now you got to remember, Rutgers did not make the tournament.
Yeah, they did.
There's another thing.
Yep.
Rutgers did not make the tournament. And not only did Rutgers not make the tournament, he didn't make a tournament with another lottery pick, which is Harper. Yeah. So you got two guys that went top 5 or 6 in the draft on the same team.
Definitely top 10.
On top 10. Yep. On the same team, did not make the tournament. Right? So you go in and tell them that you don't want to work with them. You automatically put a target on your back. You black, you didn't make the tournament, you haven't proven yourself. Now look what happens. You come in the summer league. First of all, they criticize you, and that was the main thing on ESPN. Remember, news is slow, so any news is pretty much big news. So you come out the first game in the summer league and you drop an egg. I think he had like 8 points, and you seen how blown up it was because of what he did.
He was like 3 for 13.
There you go. So you put a big target on your back. So now every game that you have in the summer league, you will probably be, other than Cooper Flagg and Bronny, that's his second summer league, you would probably be up there with the most scrutinized rookies because of what you did. Yep. So, yeah, all money, not good money. I kind of do agree with that. But at the same time, it is a privilege to be in the league. I think you be grateful for any opportunity you have, no matter what the team is. Because depending on how good you are, you can come in and help change the franchise. And you actually get more brownie points from the sports fans if you do it like that. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, then coming to a team like a Cooper Flagg, which is a team that's already stacked. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents, man. But I think it was a big mistake.
Yeah, I think the problem. I think like I'm gonna go with you along the lines of the biggest problem that I see that he had. Like, bro, you can't do that when you was the number 1 option. Things did not turn out well.
They didn't.
Like when you was one of the 2 best players, and now the franchise is drafting you to be their future best player. But when you were the best player, you didn't even make it to the tournament, like a Cooper Flagg. Mm-hmm. So how do we know we can build around you? You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a spotty shooter, he's all right on defense. Wouldn't say he was, he was great. Now everybody at the next level is just as athletic.
Yeah.
So now we've got to take a real good look at you, like, bro, what makes you? And we thought you were 6'10".
And he turned out to be 6'7".
6'7". So now
That's-
you 3
yeah.
inches shorter than what we thought you were.
Right. Right.
So it's like, all right, like he's making a bed he got to lay in, and like you said, now he got to go. He's gonna be on ESPN for whether he do something good or bad, or indifferent.
Right.
He will be on ESPN because he decided not to work out. It looked like he needed to do something.
Right.
The other day when he was playing, because VJ Escon was tearing them boys out the
Right.
frame. But
And true be told, the good won't even be as highlighted as much as the bad
no, that's a fact.
because you got a target on your back.
Yeah, this
So
ESPN
he could come out and
series,
score 25 and it'll be a little spot on ESPN. But if he score 4 points, it'll be highlighted just because of the workouts.
Yeah.
That's how it go, man.
That's how it go.
Yeah, so
He definitely should have did the workout.
he should have did the workout.
He didn't think this.
Mm-mm.
But first off, if you're picking in the top 5, other than Dallas, you're pretty much a trash team anyway.
Right.
Like you were going somewhere regardless that wasn't good.
Right.
Like I
Right.
kind of understood the Hornets to a certain extent, like y'all
Right.
saying, because there's just not a winning culture. Your career is over by the time you get there,
Mhm.
even when you get drafted by them. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Them and the Wizards.
Oh yeah. the
Big
Wizards
mistake,
are
yeah.
Yeah, they're the graveyard.
Yeah.
So let's get into Golden State, man. For Golden State, do you think they're playing it right by getting rid of Jonathan Kuminga and trying to pursue Al Horford as a veteran, like had that veteran presence on the
Oh,
team?
man.
Nope. And I'll stand on this because I've been saying this for a long time ago. Golden State has been terrible at developing young talent.
Yep.
They get rid of their young talent just as soon as they start messing up even a little bit. And I don't think Kuminga got a shot. I thought they played Kuminga in spurts. They didn't. I think they should have left him starting. Even though that would have been kind of crazy with Jimmy there now.
Right.
When Jimmy wasn't there, he could have played.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I just don't agree with it. They messed over Jonathan Wiseman. They got rid of Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
But he kind of had to do that because Draymond Green punched his lights out.
He punched them
Yeah.
into another team.
But
It's
then
crazy.
Jonathan Wiseman, for me, in recent memory,
Set
will
him back.
always be
Set him
the
back.
one that set him back.
Set him back big time.
Because also in that same draft, you had LaMelo and Jason Tatum.
Mhm.
Now, could you imagine the Jason Tatum on Golden State today? We wouldn't be having this problem. We wouldn't have
Right.
this conversation,
Right.
right? So that's my take on it. Neville?
I agree with your take about how they always be getting rid of young players.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, they get rid of before they even get started.
Steve Kerr is an old school coach.
Yeah.
And what's my boy name that just got let go from the Knicks?
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau. When you got
Tibbs.
coaches like that are old school coaches, even when you played, the coaches that are like that, they got short leashes and they normally go with experienced players. You gotta more earn their trust instead of a young coach that'll put you out there and let you make mistakes. They don't let you make as many mistakes because of their mentality and the way they want things ran their way. And if you don't run it their way, they'll put somebody in there that may be not as talented as you are, but they'll do the basics better than you do. But you have a higher ceiling than them. A younger coach, a lot of times, will let you make mistakes because of your talent and if you work hard. Steve Kerr is not that guy. You got to remember the when he took the optics of when he took over, Curry and them were already kind of established. They were young guys, but they was like young vets almost.
Yeah,
Like they were already ascended.
they were already going into
They were already going into where they
just started.
right.
The playoffs.
He had to tweak, right? Which he did a hell of a job.
It was
He
a
had
hell
to,
of a tweak.
right. He had to tweak. But the thing is, other than Jordan Poole of recent memory, and like you said, Wiseman getting hurt, what player has he like, oh man, Steve Kerr really developed that young guy?
Yeah, Kuminga got all the tools too.
Right.
He's got athleticism. He can play
Right.
defense, spotty shooter, but Andrew Wiggins was too. So you telling me you couldn't use him like Andrew Wiggins?
Right.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. it's
Especially for
just-
him to be a young player. Right?
yeah.
Right. Like,
Take
No.
advantage of that.
and OKC and Indianapolis just showed you young is the right way to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one more thing before we move on. What's up with this thing with Steve Kerr going to young players and telling them you're not playing them before the game? You know how they mess up your psyche as a player. You don't go to a player before a game and tell him you're not playing. If you're not going to play him, if you already got it in your mind that the matchup you playing that night he doesn't fit, then just don't play him. But don't walk up to a player in warm-ups and say, hey, you're not playing. I don't understand that. I don't know what he did in the Olympics, and then he did Kuminga like that. I don't understand that. I don't get that point. He's a heck of a coach, but at that point, I think he should do away with that.
Well, especially if you're not going to have Steph on the floor or Jimmy Butler on the floor. What about those non-Steph and and that's another thing they struggled with last year. Those non-Steph minutes.
Yeah.
And the non-Jimmy Butler minutes. Like you needed somebody to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me ask a question since we're talking about Golden State.
Yeah.
Why hasn't Steve Kerr been fired yet?
Oh no.
Oh no, he ain't
Oh
going
no, sir.
No. You don't fire me and get you 4 chips. No.
Boy, they'll burn that arena down, bro. You think that Luka, bro? They brought 4 chips, 4
chips, 4.
No, sir. He go out on his own terms at this point, pretty much.
One, okay,
You can't.
4
Because of the championships?
Yeah, not only the championships, but look at the teams that's worth the most in the NBA. Would you ever thought in your lifetime that the Warriors will be at the top when it comes to earners in the NBA?
Absolutely not.
No, never.
Not at all.
Exactly. So between that and championships, you pretty much got to let him just say, "Hey, I ain't coaching no more." You can't get rid. It's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be hard.
So then let me ask, what does Golden State need to get back to be a contending team?
Bench. They need somebody to come off the bench and give them 18 to 20 points.
Trace?
I would have to agree. I think another year with Jimmy, integrate. I really like the way Jimmy played with Draymond Green. It's
beautiful.
I
So beautiful.
really, and they both dogs, and they got the same mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got 2 of the guys that'll swing on you instead of 1.
Instead of 1, you getting jumped. You getting jumped out there.
That's always a good thing. Fight might break out in the league.
Right.
You got 2 guys.
Two guys,
right?
right.
It's 2 better than
You
1.
got one to put one in the headlock, one to go ahead and knock the other one out. That makes sense to me. I get it.
Hey, yeah, but
3D.
yeah, I agree with him. I agree with the bench players.
Or just somebody, ain't necessarily somebody else to give you 18 to 20 is what you need for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Nabil? What you think about that?
What you think?
I agree too.
Yeah.
People coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Because we saw when Steph got hurt, there was a drop off.
Yeah.
Well, when Steph get hurt, it's always gonna be a drop off because of the gravity he commands. Because you have to guard him all the way out here, it extends your defense. At least one person got to be all the way out here with the Joker.
Well, I got to be in the parking lot guarding this man.
Yeah, he caused that much gravity, so it's gonna be a drop off anyway. But like you're saying, somebody has to be able to. Because I was disappointed in Jimmy. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna be the one to give us 45, but he just couldn't click over.
I want to see Kuminga in Miami. I would like to see Kuminga in Miami.
Yeah, they're developing
because he can develop. And at the same time, they don't have enough. They don't have enough with just Bam and
Hero.
Tyler Hero. They don't
They don't have enough.
Spoelstra will coach up a young guy like Kuminga
absolutely.
and let him spread his wings.
Yeah, Conrad said, let's set Kuminga free.
Yeah, gotta set him free, man.
Brainstorm some looking back, man. You'll be some real wings. Yeah.
So let's get into the Knicks. With them adding Jordan Clarkson, Gershon Yabusele, and hiring Mike Brown, is that enough for them to surpass their Eastern Conference Finals performance?
So you got rid of Tibbs and replaced him with Tibbs, kinda?
Yeah,
Black Tibbs.
The darker version.
Yeah, black Tibbs.
Black Tibbs.
Yeah.
Hold on. Nobody's ever said they like Mike Brown when they was their coach.
Right.
There's never been anybody that came out and said, you know what, I love Mike Brown when he was coach. I like the Jordan Clarkson pickup.
I do too.
I like that. That's a good pickup.
I do.
Your non Brunson minutes got a lot better at the point guard spot. You let him handle the ball. So
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know if I like the Mike Brown. I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, and you can answer this as well. Do you think he's a drop off in the coach? Because let me put it in context. You got another year. Remember that was the first year with them guys all pretty much together, as because they got who did they get? My boy from the Suns. What's my boy name on the wing? Markel,
Mikael Bridges.
right? And so they got some new players in. This gives them another year to gel. And you got to remember, you got to put this in context. The East is wide open next year.
They're wide
The
open.
East is wide open. Halliburton, they just put out today that he's done for sure. He's not playing. So that puts Indiana is gone.
Mhm.
Okay. Then you got Philly, right? They're injury prone. Okay. And then they're implementing new guys as well. So I think Philly is going to be a power struggle with the old regime and the new regime. I think they need to move off Paul George. That's just my opinion. But you owe him a lot of bread too. as
Man,
well.
I already say
You owe him a lot of bread.
that's a
Right.
lot of money, boy.
Just get about 20 games, he'll get hurt anyway.
Right. The Bucks, I still think it's time for Giannis to go ahead and leave. But even if he don't, with just Miles Turner, that's not enough with no Dame. Okay. So they're out. So I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. The Knicks have a chance because now you're gonna have to worry about the Pistons and you're gonna have to worry about Orlando. Them the new guys on the block.
Atlanta might be better.
Yeah, and Atlanta might be better as well.
What y'all think about the Nets?
And no,
No.
absolutely.
you
Playing,
not.
maybe.
The-
Yeah. The Cavs.
the
You
Cavs.
have to worry
Cavs,
about
you
the
definitely have
Cavs
to
for
worry
sure.
about the Cavs.
Nevaeh,
So-
what you got?
You like the move with Tibbs?
Oh, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Mike Brown. You think it's I don't know.
Yeah,
It's kind
I'm
of
telling
TBD,
you.
man.
Yeah.
I think it's TBD on that one.
Bro,
But if
all I
it's-
know- he did take Sacramento to the playoffs that one time.
He
Yeah.
did.
He did.
He did.
And then next year they got rid of him.
Yeah.
They did.
So I'm not saying his coach. I'm just saying I don't know.
Matter of fact, I think Mike Brown was the
If
first
it was
one
a
to
year
get.
to do it, it would be this
It
year
would be
though.
this year,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
for
over.
sure.
Mike Brown was the first one to get Sacramento to the playoffs in like a lot of years.
I didn't like the fire. I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like
Not for
that.
him.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not for
I
him.
didn't-
Mike Brown,
like
I
that.
didn't
Yeah.
like the fire. Now they just trash and they basically got the.
I mean, when they got rid of De'Aaron Fox, I mean, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
What's up now? Say Mike Brown. Hold on. What did he say? Mike Brown got sacked back. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
He did. He did, man.
Bryce said Nets forever in Hill. That's for true. And
Yeah.
Bryce, these your top teams in the East: Boston, Philly, Bucks, Indy, and ATL. Maybe ATL may be better. These are like your top teams in the East. I'm not sure if I like the Boston pick though.
I'm hearing some
not
talks
sure.
with Dame in the Celtics.
Then I like the Boston pick.
Now they not gonna come in to later
I
on.
changed my mind.
You're gonna have to implement them
I
late.
changed my mind.
But Dame, Tatum,
Yeah.
and Jalen
Yeah.
is a
especially
problem.
especially if Tatum and Dame come back at the same time because
Yeah.
they both had ACL tears.
Man.
Mhm.
I mean Achilles tears. They come back at the same time. I like that one.
Do the
I
Celtics have a big?
No, not for
Um,
real. But I mean, nobody really plays that way. So
Nah.
nobody really plays that way.
Yeah.
I mean, who you got to worry about? Joel if he's healthy. That's it. That's the only one in the East.
Yeah.
And then maybe Jokic when he comes.
I mean,
to town.
Evan Mobley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They put him outside on the 3-point line.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
6'11", he's shooting 3-pointers all day.
Cat.
That makes me so mad.
What about Cat?
Oh, he think he the best big man shooter of all
Yeah.
time. He forgot there was a guy named Dirk once upon a time. Anyway,
Mhm.
And then you got to worry about Yoke and Greek, but Greek dropped 30 on everybody, so
Everybody don't
not
even
having
matter.
a big is not going to stop
Yeah.
that. So
Hey Bryce, Tibbs had to play. See, I'm gonna disagree with you, Bryce. Everybody talking about Tibbs ran them guys into the ground. The man ain't have a bench. I'm trying to figure out who do you play, bro? This is basketball. Who do I play if I'm only 8 deep?
We
I
told
only
you,
got
you gotta
8
put in.
players.
You gotta
Who
put
am-
it. We
who am I
talked about
supposed
this.
to play?
But we talked
They
about
ain't-
this.
what?
You got to put in Landry Shamet.
I'm not gonna say what I said last time. You're not gonna
You
clip me,
gotta
bro.
put in
I'm not gonna
Landry
say what I
Shamet,
said last time. But anyway, I mean, he ain't gonna clip me this time. But he ain't had nobody, man. What I'm saying is the team wasn't deep enough. If you put
No,
yourself in the shoes, then who you playing? You trying to win games at the end of the day, bro.
no, you're right. The roster
can't-
is trash.
Yeah,
The way the roster was good, we didn't get enough out of Mikal Bridges and that OG Anunoby.
no,
No, we
There just
didn't.
wasn't enough
No.
given out of those players. Like that's what you expect to get from your bench, but they're starters.
Yeah, they're starters.
So they gave you bench production, but they playing starter minutes. It's kind of crazy.
But Bryce, okay, Bryce, let me ask you a question. I'm glad you said that. If you playing going 8 deep in the season, what happens, Bryce? Let me ask you a question. What happens to your rotation once you get in the playoffs? What happens to your rotation? Everybody know.
It gets shorter.
Okay, so if you only playing 8 in the regular season, what do I play in the playoffs?
Yeah, 6.
Okay.
Yeah, 6,
So
yeah.
what up that? Okay, that's my point. So you got to play.
Best team y'all think is gonna be in the West thus far? Best team in the West.
Well, you can't pick that. you can't
Nah,
pick
that's-
that. You
that-
crazy? as
nah, the
that's
West
toss-up,
wide,
right?
That's a
yeah.
toss-up. No,
Wild Wild West.
hey, bro, because Houston added some more pieces, bro. When they added Finley Smith, I was like, I see what you did there.
Capella came back.
Capella
Capella
and
came
KD.
back,
And KD.
and KD. I was
And then
like,
don't forget about my boy. Amen.
Oh yeah.
That's my
they
dog.
kept him and Jabari. And
That
they
is my
kept Jabari,
dog.
and they re-signed Jabari.
Yeah.
Sheesh. I
Yeah.
don't know. Where do you start at? Where do you start?
And you got rid of Jalen Green and them, so that's even better for your
That-
team.
And Dylan.
Yeah.
So-
Villain.
Yep.
Dylan Villain.
Dylan the
What
villain is
about
crazy.
you, Neville? What do you think? Who you think will be the best team in the West?
Ooh, I don't know if I can say this, but you guys are saying like can't be biased or nothing. But
Okay, go ahead.
uh-uh.
Now
I'm
you
low-key a little biased with
I-
this pick.
okay, go
for
ahead.
it.
I know what you about to say.
Timberwolves.
No. Tell us why. Tell it. The boys don't know. Tell the boys why.
Go ahead.
Because of Rob. I got to.
Oh,
That's
Rob.
Rob Dillingham.
That's her favorite
Man.
player. She thinks he's
But
the
they
GOAT.
got so far in the West already.
And
Hey.
he didn't play.
Hey, Rob was
And
in
he
street clothes, man.
Yeah, that boy. I thought he was a vendor.
Yeah. He might not. Rob might. I'm gonna tell you. I like Rob.
I thought he was
Sometimes
a
though,
good player.
Rob is a little bit out of control.
Yeah.
I think he needs to really. Is he playing summer league? Because if he not, he need to be playing.
Yeah.
He is.
Is he is? Okay, good. Okay. Rob is. I love Rob game,
But I
but
thought-
he need to tone it down, and I think he needs to become a better shooter. He's so small. I'm gonna be honest with you. He kind of defensive liability too as well. And it's not his fault. It's his stature. They list him as what 6 foot. He probably like 5'10" for real. To be honest, he's tiny. So I like Rob, but he got to put himself in the rotation. He do, because I mean, Conley getting. I mean, you in the best position. You playing behind a guy that been in the league like 18 years.
that's a
You
fact.
gotta take his spot.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
a
take
fact.
his spot. That's what I
Hey,
keep
Conley.
saying. You couldn't take the old man's spot. I told you that the other day, last week. You couldn't take his spot. I thought the man was villain. I thought he was out there selling 99 cents t-shirts. That's what I thought he was doing. I really did.
So let me get into some of these comments, man. Conroy said the point of coaching is to develop. You have a whole regular season to get them to a point where they're good. He
Mhm.
did run them into the ground. I guess talk about Tibbs. That's a known Tibbs fact. G said, and he's had a bench in previous years. I hate that I got to type everything. And in the West, he put OKC, Houston, healthy Mavs, Timberwolves,
Okay.
Lakers, the Clippers, and then the Spurs.
I think he got the Lakers too high up. Switch the Lakers and the Spurs.
I
I think the Lakers are too high up.
don't think Houston
haven't-
gonna finish before Minnesota either. I'm gonna be really honest with you, because that's a gelling point. You added 3 key pieces
Yeah.
to a team that was already gelling, and now they're gonna
Also-
finish high, but not high.
Also,
Minnesota,
also with no true point to get them guys in.
right?
Right.
You know,
Yeah, they don't
Right.
have a true point.
Not,
Right.
not a true point. So.
Right.
They don't have.
But I
Who,
think you got-
who got you?
Houston,
They got Van Vliet.
you're not a true point though.
Yeah, he is.
Come on, what's
Yeah,
your name?
championship winning point guard.
But I say a true point.
Yeah.
Pass first. That guy's a scoring guy.
Oh,
Don't
come
do this
on,
though.
bro.
Don't do
Come
this.
on,
Do
man.
not do this Texas shit in front of my niece, man.
Oh,
Don't do
man.
this. Don't do this stuff.
All right, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't do it.
Nah, here you go.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
man.
Do
The
it.
Van
Go ahead.
said-
Go. He good.
Okay, don't do this.
Okay.
Okay, because I almost got you.
So Van Vliet not a true point guard.
He's not a true point. How
No.
many assists that man average?
Noted. Probably about 3.
Oh. What we talking about?
Her man get a bucket though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, calm down. He averages 5.6.
Hey,
man.
hey. Come on, man. Van Vliet.
The fact that Steve knew to go look it up.
Come on, man. That's a championship winning point guard you talking about right there.
That was a great question, though. I didn't know.
Ah, my man.
But to Bryce's point, man, yeah, OKC is still gonna be a threat. We all know that.
Yeah, they got it, bro.
Yeah.
Until somebody dethrone them, they got it.
And
But
a healthy Mavs is scary.
that's a scary proposition.
That is scary. Like a healthy AD, a healthy Kyrie.
right? You can write AD off for about 20 games.
Yeah,
He
he been doing better
He has
lately
been
though.
doing a lot better lately.
Yeah.
Jared Green. What's up, Jared? Jarrell. He says Lakers would be lucky to make the play-in tournament.
Yeah, no.
I disagree.
But they haven't fixed the thing I thought was the weakest part of they can't guard on the perimeter still. They
Yeah,
haven't fixed that.
that's true. But they got 2 big men though.
They did.
They got 2.
They did.
Okay, but what about the
Mhm.
shooting part of the
And that too, the shooting. I don't know, man. I don't know.
We don't have no
Oh.
shooters. Now, I do want to get into the Bucks, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Of course, we all know Dame, Dame is gone. With adding Miles Turner with his new contract over there, does it increase their chances of, contending in the East?
Absolutely not. No.
Van,
Neville disagree. Neville, what you think?
No. Well,
You think it
It's not-
does?
it's not going to nothing for offense. Like that's a big Damian leave
Yeah,
or getting
bruh.
waived. That's a huge drop off.
Yep.
Especially because he's a shooter. But I think the only thing, because like, I forgot what the other
Who's that?
Brooke
Brook
Lopez.
Yeah,
Brook
he's
Brook
gone
Lopez.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Miles he'll fill that spot
Yep.
because he can defend around the rim.
Yep.
He's a good rim protector,
Right.
but he's not really a good rebounder for real.
Right.
But he can help Giannis down there.
He can. The thing with Miles is Miles has been playing with a playmaker for the last couple years.
Yeah, man.
And for him to go into Neverland with this point, I don't even know who's starting for the Bucks, to be honest with you.
That's
If I will
don't
tell you
know
who's
who they
starting
playing for.
next year, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think they know who's starting for them
They
next year
don't.
at the point guard
They
position.
don't know.
So you in Neverland. You don't know who's gonna be giving you the rock. And Miles played well off Halliburton. Now you going into a position where you have a guy with Giannis that's dominant with the ball. So you don't know if you're gonna get them same opportunities that you did last year, this year. So that's another problem I see with Miles Turner. I really don't think Miles Turner gonna be as effective as he was the last 2 years with the Bucks. I don't see it. He got to prove me wrong. I don't see it because the dynamic. Remember with the Pacers, they had a whole team where you had 5 and 6 guys that was in double figures all the time, right? So it makes you play better when you could be that guy in double figures. Now I kind of don't see it because you don't got the guy to give you the ball. As of now, we don't know when the season starts. Maybe they will. I doubt it though.
And all you can be depending on is a driving kick from Giannis.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
A driving kick straight to Giannis.
So
I don't know.
who
For me, when I started breaking it down, I started looking at how many points did the team average last year with Dame on the floor? Excuse me, probably about 113 to 120.
Mhm.
Let's just say that we range. Now I'm taking 24 points away from that, almost 25 points. And what did I replace it with?
Yeah.
So yeah, now I can feel Brook Lopez production with Miles Turner, but now I'm missing a 24. 24 points a game when I'm averaging almost 120, but one between two stars I almost got 50 to 60 points.
right,
So now what does my offense look like next year?
right.
That's exactly that's when I started thinking like, all right, was this a good move? That's the reason why I was high on the Kevin Durant move, because I'm like, all right, well, now they were struggling with mid-range shots because they was a 3-0 layup, and now they have somebody to get you over the hump in the middle. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
Yep.
Now I'm like, okay, you waive Dame and what? And on the top of that, you're gonna owe the man $23 million for the next 5 years. So even if you wanted to sign somebody, your cap is set 8 years. So I don't know who you would get to come in there to play with Giannis, another superstar or something like that.
Right.
It may just be Giannis and the boys.
Yeah, I think
Man.
I'm gonna be honest. You know who I would call? You know who I would call if I was the Bucks? I would call the Celtics, and I would ask them what they want for Peyton Pritchard. That's who I would call. That's who I would call.
But
He's a
think
scoring guard.
You think he's a starter though?
Yeah, I think he's a starter
Okay,
because he's not the main. He won't be the main guy.
he won't be.
He won't be the main guy. And the thing is,
Shoot a 3, play defense. Okay,
right in the although their styles are different, him and Dame, he's still coming in as a scoring guard.
Yeah.
So that would be the same as far as because Miles Turner has to acclimate to the Bucks and how they play, and there it'll be a smoother transition with Giannis. Miles got to get in where he fit in.
I'm gonna throw a name out there and tell me what you think. TJ McConnell.
I like it. I like it. I like actually it probably less for him than it would for Peyton Pritchard.
What about Chris Paul?
That was a name that it already got brought up. That name got brought up.
Ooh, but
That name
says,
got brought up.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I
Rest of
like
the
it.
Bucks.
I like it and I don't like it.
No.
Because you can't have two guys up there throwing bricks. You got Giannis and oh my God.
No,
They gonna build a whole new gym.
Man, you need 2 courts. 94. You need to put the courts together because they gonna both be putting their head down driving. Nah, I don't like it. No spacing.
The issue is when it comes to that, with the Giannis and Westbrook would be the half court offense.
Yeah.
Full court again. You're right down here.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right, Bryce. They're gonna feed fellas down here, but in the half court,
And what happened in the playoffs when the playoffs
it's
start?
all half court.
Yeah. So
Now let's talk about DeAndre Ayton and the Lakers. Good move.
man, great move.
Great move, right?
No, great
move.
Great move.
What was his
He
stats, bro?
averages a double-double. I think it was 14 points and 10 boards.
That's what you need.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need
That's
as far as a big man is
That's
concerned.
what you need.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
With him playing outside Luka, he probably be 17, 18 points now.
Mm-hmm.
What you think?
I think so.
Yeah. No, I think so too.
I think
17, 18. Maybe he could get to 20, man. Lobs.
No, facts. Luka good to throw.
Yeah.
Pick and roll.
Like I said, but there's some other things that they did, and the key stat there is the 10 rebounds. We need that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Jackson Hayes only averaged, I think, 5.8, I believe.
Yeah, that's nasty work.
Yeah,
I
I lied. 4.8.
Oh, that's terrible.
I still
He's
think
7 foot.
Right.
yeah.
Neville doing that right now. For
Hey.
Memphis. She get that many rebounds from me right now. And she is not 7 foot.
I think they need to find a way to move Rui. I think you need to get something for Rui, man. I think Rui is pretty bad at anything.
not.
That's not what I'm saying. But you
He's
need
not so
something.
bad.
You need something else for
Inconsistent, but not
Rui.
bad.
Yeah.
But what do you think he's worth as far as another player?
I need a shooter. I think it's
You
just
just missed out on the shooter though.
who.
They could have signed the Robinson kid, Duncan Robinson. He signed with
Duncan.
Detroit.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Just missed out on one. That was
That's
at
true.
least 42% from three.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
He can't play a lick of defense, but he can shoot.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking about
And you
that,
got
man. They would be
Duncan.
terrible on the perimeter. Like they already bad.
They already bad. Yeah.
They would be terrible.
Added
terrible.
Duncan Robinson
Yeah.
ain't finna help nobody.
Yeah.
Not
that's true.
defensively. That's a fact.
Reeves is mediocre. Bron is
Mediocre,
old
man.
and gonna
Old
take
and mediocre.
breaks, and Luca can't play defense at all.
Yeah.
So
Y'all think this is gonna be LeBron's last year, next year?
Nope.
Think he got no?
Yeah, because Chris Paul's retiring.
Yeah, that's right. So you ain't gonna try to. Then again, I don't know. Bron like
you say Rui is a
also-
shooter? Shit. Well, I don't see
He's
it.
a much as suit as John Moran is in
I
the
don't-
Rivers video.
I don't see that, bro. I'm talking about like a sniper, man. He can
Yep.
shoot the ball. He
Like
not
John
bad,
Moran.
but
Yes.
oh man, they need a sniper, man. I love Rui. Not on defense though. Yeah.
This Jalen Glenn said AD stands for always doubtful.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Nah, facts.
That's it.
So
Hey.
okay, then let me
I
get
gotta
y'all
put that
take.
one up.
Let me get y'all take on Anthony Simons with the Celtics.
Hey, I looked it up, bro.
I already know. That's my guy.
Hey,
Yeah,
it was a better move.
I know.
It
I
was a
know.
better move.
I know,
It was a
man.
cheaper option.
And cheaper option and more production.
More production.
Yeah. They say he averaged like 19 and Drew averaged like 11, but you're paying Drew like 32 and you're going to pay this dude like 4. I'm like, I see what you did there.
Mhm.
You know, the Celtics, they saved like $250 million.
Right. The thing is, man. Well, all right. Let me ask you this. I want to ask everybody on the panel this. Would you make that move if money wasn't the issue? We all know why Drew got moved, right?
Yeah.
If money was not an issue, if they made similar salaries, right, and you didn't have to move Drew for money, would you still make the same move as the roster is constructed today? Would you still make a younger Anthony Simons for a vet championship guard Drew Holiday?
Neville, what you do?
Would you make the move? Would you
make
go
the
get
move?
Anthony
Get your
Simons
GM hat.
and send Drew Holiday to Portland.
Think about the one.
If
player-
money wasn't an issue, because that's the reason they got rid of him. We all know that.
Mhm.
They was over the cap. They was playing luxury money, so they couldn't too much money. Would you still make that same move? Would you keep Drew Holiday? What you
If
think?
you don't know, you don't know.
That was a good
You
one.
don't think
huh?
so?
That was a good question, though. wasn't it?
Yeah, I want to know. Then you keep
You
him?
need a second to ponder.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
give you a
all
second
right.
to ponder. Me,
What would you keep? What would you do?
considering that you still got Jaylen Brown
Mm-hmm.
and Tatum,
Mm-hmm.
I would do the trade too. Anthony Simons would.
Money wasn't the issue.
Money wasn't the issue. I still
Okay.
would have did it.
And I'm gonna
You-
go no, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Me.
You know, I'm gonna tell you why. This is the only reason why I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Why is Portland trying to come off this young star? What do they know about this guy that we don't know?
That we don't know.
And they trying to replace him with an old vet that you got to pay $32 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what reason do they have to trade a guy that's averaging you 19 points on a bad team?
All
And
right.
now get a guy that's averaging 11 points. He ain't fit, and he's old, so he's probably not gonna average 19 on the Portland. He's probably gonna be worse because now the defense is just gonna kill him.
Right.
So you think the defense is the issue? I mean, what's the reason?
I don't know.
why?
I just want to know what
I
I just want to
think-
know what Portland saw from the guy that said, you know what, we're gonna give up on this young guy in his second or third season.
Right.
We're gonna get the vet. That's
On-
what I want. That's
on-
what
I mean,
want.
well, where's Portland going?
They're dumpster fire. Yeah.
On Portland.
Oh,
all right,
they-
okay.
they
Let me say this. I'm gonna give it to you from Portland, the Portland side. Who's their coach? Phillips.
Chauncey. Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
defensive man.
So yeah. So you think about who the coach is and his philosophy and what he was as a player. To change the culture, you need a culture changer. Drew Holiday is a culture
the culture
changer.
changer.
He's never going to be your best player, right?
Yeah.
But he changes the culture with everything he does. He'll go in that locker room automatically from day one and be one of the best players in there and be a quiet leader. He's
Mhm.
not a rah-rah guy.
Nope.
The thing is, if I'm trying to change culture, I need to bring a guy in there that's fresh, 2 years off of a championship. He's my point guard,
Mhm.
and he's gonna be a dog on the defensive side. That start changing the way guys look at things. Anthony Simmons scored a lot of points, but a lot of guys score a lot of points in bad situations. So I need the culture change. I wasn't going nowhere with him. So if I'm trying to change the culture, I can start it with Drew. Drew probably only gonna play 2-3 more years, and he probably be done, man. To be honest, but to try to change that is good if I got somebody that's a vet that's want to chip, that his play stands for everything more than what he says verbally. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I think now for their side, since you're losing what's my boy Porzingis
Mhm.
and you losing Drew, I need scoring now because Tatum is probably not gonna be himself till later on in the season, depending on when he coming back.
Really?
So
Yeah,
now
really.
I need
You need
somebody
to
for the
score.
ball.
You need-
Right.
yeah, you
And
And
need to
Horford
score
might
the
be
ball.
on the move as well.
Yeah, he got it.
So I need somebody to fill it up at this point. And he can grow with them because what he's like 25.
23, 24.
If
Think-
that.
Yeah.
So you
young
got
man.
two guys on their second contract, and then you got a guy that can run with them that ain't nowhere close to retire.
Oh, he's 26.
Okay, 26 in his mid-20s. That's a good move.
Yeah.
That's a great move. And you know, Drew, my guy, that's one of my favorite players in the league.
Mhm.
But you kind of got to make the move, man.
Yeah.
Now, if Tatum wasn't hurt and Tatum was healthy, then I don't know. I might change
No,
the
you got-
dynamic.
I definitely would be like,
You see what I'm
nah,
saying?
I don't know about that. Tatum
Yeah.
was healthy, yeah. And we just got beat or something. I'd be like, nah, we can bring it back another year, pay the luxury tax.
Now, if they get Dame, all bets off.
Yeah,
Even with him coming in injured, all bets off.
Yeah.
Because I got Anthony Simmons that average 20. So Dame can really, for real, take his time. For real.
Yeah.
Because that guy averaged a dub on a bad team. So, yeah.
Imagine playing with better players.
Man.
Or side out.
Hey, listen, and I feel like because he's playing with actual, scorers over there, like in Boston, Anthony Simons' assist numbers are going to go up because he only averaged 4.8 over there in Portland.
No, that's a fact. With
So-
Jaylen Brown on the break with him, yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I actually
think
want
it
him to
was a good
score.
move.
I want him to score.
Yeah.
I want him to be aggressive.
I still think he is though.
Yeah, I want him to be aggressive. Don't come over here and, oh man, it's a championship team. And I know Tatum and Brown, two of the best players. Bro, score the basketball.
Score the ball.
Green light from the jump.
Yeah,
Score the ball.
and I'm pretty sure they will let him score.
Yeah,
Like,
score,
he
bro.
will score. He will
Yeah.
score. Yeah, he gonna score. I think. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Now, boxing wise, we got the rematch of Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach, August 16th, 2025,
Oh,
8
Lord.
p.m.
Man.
Lord have mercy.
up in
Yeah.
Vegas. What do y'all think
Oh
about that?
man.
I hope that man prepared, bro.
Look, man,
I hope that man prepared.
boxing is hanging by a limb,
Yeah.
depending on what happened in this fight. You know, you got the Crawford fight coming up in
Mhm.
Canelo, but Tank Davis is so revered by the black culture. It's gonna be like a very, very big letdown. Lamont Roach is black too,
Yeah.
but he's not on that level.
Yeah, he's not.
It's
on
gonna be
He's
a
not
very
this.
good big letdown if he goes in there and loses that fight, because we already thought he lost the first one.
hmm
So if he goes in there and he loses this fight, it's just gonna be like it's gonna take the wind out of boxing. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you know, other than Canelo and like Crawford and them guys, Tank is one of the biggest stars in boxing.
Yep.
The numbers tell the story.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid for Tank. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I think he got one foot in boxing, one foot out. He already talking about retirement. Y'all know what they say when players start. Athletes start retiring around retirement. You probably need to
You
retire,
gotta go ahead and retire
right?
then.
And you in the wrong sport to be talking about retirement,
right.
because people, you know, get hit in the head and killed in the ring.
Exactly.
So I'm afraid for Tank. I'm afraid if he lose, I'm afraid his mindset. I'm afraid he might go out the deep end. I'm afraid a lot of things with him, because he just don't seem mentally stable. He calling people out in the streets, talking about I'll meet you in the streets. He told Lamont Roach, I know where your family lady here. He going street tactics, bro. And we boxing. We talking about boxing.
Right.
So I just don't like where he at. If you don't want to box no more, bro, take the Jake Paul fight, get you $50-60 million, and then go live on the island somewhere if you don't want to box. If you don't want to box, get out the sport. But I'm leaning towards Lamont Roach right now. I'm gonna be honest with you, because Tank head ain't right.
I'm leaning towards Lamont too, bro. Just
Yep.
based on what we saw in the first fight, bro.
Yeah.
I thought that he actually won that fight.
He did.
But you like you said, when you the champ, you gotta beat the champ.
You gotta
And
beat
it
the
was
champ.
just one of those things where like he had to put him down in order to win that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking he about to put pause on that boy, dog.
Yep.
I don't. That's why I say I hope. That's why I said when you first brought up the topic, I'm like, man, I hope Tank prepared, bro.
Because
That first fight, it was one sided.
Yeah.
For the most part.
It's a lot of pressure on Tank this
Yeah.
time around,
it
man.
is.
Bro,
It
big
was
pressure.
It was not a pretty sight, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, it reminds me of your boy,
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Wilder.
Mhm.
You know how like
To this
all
day.
right, bro, like the first couple times we saw you fight, I didn't believe you could. After seeing that first one, I didn't believe you could win
To
2
the Fury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't believe
Yeah.
you could win 2
To this day.
To
Right.
this day, I was like,
I
all
got
right,
you.
That was my favorite thing,
Yeah.
man. To this day.
I'm worried about Tank, man, and I'm being
Yeah.
Tank fans. Y'all need to be worried about him too, because he's not talking. His talk is not right, man. To be perfectly honest with you. So, hey, man, go in there, try to get the dub, and move on with your career. But I think retirement is near if he loses this fight. That's my
He
opinion.
might well go ahead and hang it up
Yeah.
because he gonna lose his belt. That's everything. He don't.
Yeah.
Navel, you want to comment on that at all?
If he loses this, is this his first loss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically on the
technically.
books, yeah.
on the books. Yep.
He's undefeated, but he has a draw.
Yeah.
The last fight was a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we all know it wasn't a draw.
It really was a
I don't think-
loss,
yeah,
in my
it was a
opinion.
loss. So
Yeah.
they called it a draw to keep him.
Yeah.
Because he's still one of the biggest draws.
Yeah.
Like so now, if you get a loss, boxing fans is kind of like, well, he lost, we out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, look, matter of fact, look at your boy. Devin Haney don't draw that much no more.
Yeah.
He took that. He got an L. And,
Yeah, he lost on technicalities, but boxing
Yep.
fans are unforgiving.
yeah.
You can win 30 fights in a row and you get beat up, and then they say everything prior to that wasn't real. That's the only sport I know that do that.
Yeah, they'll call you wash.
Right.
real
Any
quick.
other sport, like Pat Mahomes next year, he be back. Soon as the season start, he back.
Mhm.
But he just got washed in the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
But he'll come back, and Pat Mahomes, I want to see him primetime TV. Boxing fans don't let you do that. Like when you look at Earl Spence, when you lose, hey, he trash.
Yep.
Like,
huh?
immediately.
That's a good-
He-
Immediately, bro. It's
The man
crazy.
been whooping people for 10 years, bro. He lose a fight one night and he
That's
trash.
trash,
good
bro.
analogy you use though.
Boxing fans are unforgiving, man.
Pat definitely got washed in the Super Bowl.
You see what I'm saying?
And they-
Watch when the
everybody
season
said a
start.
word. Oh yeah.
Prime time Pat Mahomes.
Yep.
They're gonna say it's on him trying to redeem himself.
Mhm.
That's gonna be the story.
It's already getting made right now as we
Yeah.
speak.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's gonna be.
And he got absolutely destroyed.
Wash.
Like,
Mhm.
he did not play good
Didn't.
at all.
Nope. And it's the second time we've seen that in the Super
Yep,
Bowl.
yep. The same time. Well, that's a different conversation.
Yeah,
for
that's a
different
whole
day.
different.
That's a-
We got football topics coming out of but probably about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll chop it up.
Nevaeh, before we wrap, anything you want to get off your chest? Any shout outs you want to give? Anything like that?
Shout out to my Instagram, one Nevaeh.read.
Mhm.
On that page, you'll find my basketball page and my sports fanatics page.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
One.
What you got going on with your schedule and your basketball this summer?
This week I fly out Thursday.
Mhm.
Week for AAU, we play in Las Vegas,
Okay.
and then next week we play in Chicago for an EYBL tournament.
Okay.
Okay.
Big stage.
Big stage.
Big stage.
Only the hoopers can go there.
Yeah.
Real ones.
Only real hoopers.
Only real hoopers
That's
can go.
right.
Y'all got a squad? Y'all do? Okay.
They
All right.
they might be trash though. You see how she said that?
No, no, what?
They got a squad. She got a squad. All right.
Don't let him do that, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, I hope y'all get some dubs, man. I know them scouts gonna be all in the stands. So yeah.
So make sure y'all follow, like she said, follow her on Instagram, and make sure y'all like the Sports Fanatics page as well. That's on YouTube as well, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Again, if you have time, if you're in the 757 area or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, please, if you got the youth, man, we're real big on trying to support our youth.
Mhm.
So if you have any like highlights or clips or things like that that you want us to showcase off your youth, just hit us up, let us know. We definitely don't have a problem supporting. Nevaeh, we want to thank you for coming out here today. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you. We definitely wish you the best of luck, and we definitely gonna try to, you know what I'm saying, check out something real
Thank
soon.
you.
Also, shout out ZTV Online as always and Contagious Creations. If you haven't already, please like this live right here. Make sure you also follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok pages as well. And anything else, Joyce, you want to add?
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
wrap?
One more thing. Who your coach? Who coach y'all?
Coach Webb.
He in the area, right?
Mhm.
Hey, tell him come on Crunch Time Sports. Hey, we just had Lakeland. We just had Lakeland coach
Yeah, we
right
just
there
had
in that
Coach
seat.
Porter. Coach Porter was
2
here.
weeks ago.
Yep.
And that
So
way we can answer what
Yeah.
your strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah. Where he coach at? He coach high school too?
Yeah.
Where he coach at?
Mitchfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him he got a personal invite, or we can bring him in on the screen. He ain't got to
He
come in
gotta
the
come.
studio.
Mhm.
Tell him, I know for real. Tell him we need him on here because we need to get all the coaches together. Because I want him to say something on here, and then we get another coach, and we just make everybody a rival right here on Crunch Time Sports. I want them beefing. I want them to beef.
We promote
This man
Cross
is
City.
chaotic.
Yeah. Clean beefing. Clean beefing. We promote clean beefing like rivalry, like competition.
Clean chaos.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
what
want
we
it to
call
get it confused. Yeah.
Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Until
Trey
next
LeBron
time.
James.
Damn.
Crunch Time.
First time out, man.
Crunch time, crunch time.